Good morning, Radio Hulk fans. Dustbroom here. Welcome back to Dustbroom's Corner of Pondering. Anyway, what was I going to talk about today? Oh, seriousness. That's why. Alright, so a few of you have been concerned for my personal health, mental health. Um, I'm okay. Just throwing that out there. Um, There are just times where I take all of the problems of the world and I put it on my shoulders for a while and take things into perspective. With that being said, yesterday everything kind of fell apart, I guess you could say. Everything caught up with me, sort of deal. I have been living life in the fast lane here for a little bit, taking things easy, getting things done type of deal. And actually, I should say I've been just sitting here in the cruising lane. But uh, there was a photo album that I came across where it's actually a pretty viral one that's going around on Facebook right now, where it's showing veterans that have PTSD, and in the mirror is their actual soldier versions of themselves, but the actual person looking into the mirror is the soldier in civilian clothes, and he's either drinking, taking pills, about to commit suicide with a firearm. And it got me to stop and think. And when I start thinking, you all know by now, it's the cloud starts forming over my head and my depression comes back. And there was a comment that was made on one of the photos where she was saying that on one of the photos, the soldier had written PTSD up on the mirror, but he crossed out the D. And what she said was that she really liked the photo because of how strong of a message that little motion said. Because post-traumatic stress disorder, when somebody hears that, or if somebody hears me say that, or if I hear somebody else say that, the immediate bandwagon that most people get on is that, oh, you're crazy, I need to stay away from you. And it's not like that. Yes, we have our moments. Yes, there are certain triggers that set us off. But it varies from person to person. And you don't have to be in a combat zone in order to have that PTSD. There are many people out there who didn't even join the military who have PTSD because of having a moment where all of a sudden it's a life or death situation. And then you're forced to deal with that for the rest of your life. There is no going back to how things were before that moment. I've been accused that I need to grow up and to move on and leave the past in the past. I can't. And many of us who were and are and will be in the service can't do that. We were trained in our minds to do what we had to do if we were faced with a life or death scenario. If all of a sudden we came across that line where we have to make the decision, okay, Do I sacrifice myself for the betterment of the team? Do I actually engage what I perceive to be an enemy? Because we were taught to turn off the flight mode when it comes to fight or flight. When the adrenaline gets pumping, it's fight. And there's really no way of, at least at the moment that I see, there's no way of untraining the mind to get away from that. And what it boils down to is, how do I live with this? How do we live with this? Right now, over the past couple of days, I've been listening to a song on almost repeat, called "The Wrong Side of Heaven." And it's a very powerful music video. If you're not familiar with it, I encourage you to go watch it. It's by Five Finger Death Punch, and what it is a music video showing a, yes, it's fictitious, but it's about as close as you're going to get to a combat situation with a squad, and then what the fallout is when that squad comes back and the soldiers actually leave the service, what happens to them. And there are a lot of moving moments in that, and a lot of scientific facts that are in that. And by right or wrong, that what they showed you as far as numbers go about homeless veterans, veterans that need help, divorce rates among veterans, it's a very powerful message. And what I'm trying to get at is that, yes, I may not have been in direct combat while I was over there. Stupid me, clumsy me, I broke my wrist shortly after I got boots on the ground. But being a town boy and not even leaving my town, actually, besides work, I didn't even leave my house. Going from close-knit friends, close-knit family, and then suddenly being plucked up, thrown into a combat zone, and seeing things there, seeing after images, after effects, what goes on over there, and then being picked up and put back over here again, that shattered my mind, so to speak. It took all of my naivety, if that's a word, naiveness, and it took all of that, who I was, and completely shattered that mirror. And I've been having to look at that shattered mirror ever since. And for those of you, I don't know who all watches this from my past, but for those of you who do tune in and do watch these videos, just want to say I'm sorry. To all my current friends, all of my ex-friends, ex-girlfriends, ex-wife, my daughter, I just want to say I'm sorry. Both for my actions in the past, or for my actions in the past, for my actions in the present, for my actions in the future. I don't mean to do what I do. The only thing that I mean to do right now is record videos, is to record my streams in an effort to show a different reason of why it is I play my games. Why it is that I play games the way I do, for who I do, really. Games are my escape. games are the one outlet that I have where I can be whoever it is I want to set out to be. And I can do whatever it is I want to do. And I now have a way of conveying that fun that I have, of that outlet that I have, with everyone watching. That's why I started the virtual couch of gaming, is for that image of a circle of friends who come over to visit, who sit down on the couch, and they take turns playing games on the TV. Or if one person is playing the game there, everybody else can chip in with suggestions, with different tidbits of their lives, and being able to help people through that outlet. That's what I'm here for. And if you are watching this and you come out over and over and over again, and even if this is your first time of going through my playthroughs, of going through my Let's Plays, of going through the fun moments that I have with collaborating with friends, thank you. And I hope in some part, at least one of my videos helps you laugh, helps you smile, helps you forget about things for a while. That is what I get out of it. That is the satisfaction that I get by being able to help people. Because even if I am going through my own storm of life right now, and being here anchored in the middle of a storm, just waiting for the storm to pass before I start out again, if any of this helps you all at all, if I'm just standing here in my boat flashing a flashlight and you actually are able to see that, and you are able to find that port in the storm, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. Wow, my brain just switched gears. Just let me know, alright? A few of you have been very adamant, and I thank you for that, with the comments that you leave, with coming out for my daily streams, for my semi-daily streams. I actually have regular people now that come out to the virtual couch. And I thank you for that, because that makes my day. That tells me that I'm doing something right, and that people are actually finding enjoyment out of this. And I thank you all for that. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Now to try and think about what to talk about next week. But anyway, thank you all for joining me today. As always, my name is Das Broom. Remember, it is alright to get mad and to smash stuff, but keep it in the game, alright? And welcome to our virtual couch of gaming with friends. Woo! And family when Rose comes to visit. Yay! Bye, all!